Now, if a UK recruiter spends £7,000 sponsoring you, can you prove you are worth £70,000 back? Are you just another cost they would ignore? Now, it's very important to take a look at hiring and getting sponsored in the UK from this perspective. It is either a cost for the business or an investment. And for them, they need to know if sponsoring you is going to be a cost for them or an investment. So let's be real. Sponsorship isn't charity. It's business, right? Are they making a wise business decision sponsoring you, or they're just sponsoring another charity case? So when a UK recruiter sponsors you, they are not just giving you a job. They are paying £1,000 in visa fee per year of sponsoring, £5,000 to £10,000 in legal and compliance costs. And then there is the risk, which is they don't know if you can deliver in the UK market or not. Think like a recruiter. If you look like a cost or just another applicant begging for a chance, why would they take that risk? For context, UK Home Office fees breakdown shows employers pay the immigration skills charge of about £364 to £1,000 per worker per year, plus sponsorship license, which is very expensive. What makes you a cost? Let's take a look at that. Hi, my name is Omomi Victoria Samson, co-founder Amdari, a career pivot coach. In the last 8 months, I have helped over 1,000 candidates move from being job seekers to being job ready through the internship program at Amdari. I have also reviewed over 1,000 CVs, and I have also interviewed over 300 candidates. And I tell you something, I know exactly what recruiters want, and I know exactly what you need to do to be that person that gets hired. Let's take a look at that. Let's look at what makes recruiters quietly push your CV into the no pile, or what makes them push your CV into the yes pile. Now, first off, the no pile. Duties, no outcome. Your CV says managed reports. That's no value. It just says everything generic. You probably copied and pasted, or whatever the case, they're not showing actual outcomes. They would jump and pass. There are also generic skills like Excel, teamwork, communication, etc. Congratulations, you sound like every other applicant. Or a situation where there is no UK context. If you don't mention things like GDPR, Prince 2, ISO 27001, Agile, compliance, etc. in your CV, honestly, they might think that you're not as exposed as they expected, including metrics as it relates to either customers, revenue, or time saving, right? Anything like that. When there is no measurable impacts like pounds, percentages, proof of how you can save or make money, then it makes you look like a cost, not worth the risk. So the CIPD's employer survey shows UK employers are cautious about sponsoring because of compliance risk and uncertainty about candidates' readiness. So let's look at what makes you an investment. We've addressed what makes you a cost. You need to flip it, right? And these are things and signs that shows that you are an investment. First things first, you've saved £250,000 annually by automating Azure pipeline. How did you save it? Of course, you worked somewhere where you have it on your CV, indicated proof of where you've worked, where you've delivered impact and value. Then you also are able to show an actual experience in your CV, right? These are ways that they can tell that, okay, you have the exposure that they need. And how you paint it is also how they can tell that, yes, you've really worked in a team. You show frameworks that they are familiar with or certifications that they are familiar with. Bear in mind, they are not as particular about certifications as they are about experience. So prioritize experience, please. Certifications are nice to have. Experience is a must have. But then for those that are interested in having certifications, yes, the UK prioritizes things like Prince 2. If you're a Prince 2 practitioner, amazing. BSc Business Analyst Diploma, or rather BCS, please. ITIL 4 Foundation, and ISO 27001 lead implementer for cybersecurity, and to mention a few. So this is how they trust, because they've aligned with the standard you're bringing to the table. They can see that obviously from either how you speak during interviews or from your CV. You also have proof that you've delivered in UK-style agile environments. If you can prove this, it's amazing. They can see how you would also be able to deliver that value to their team. So an example is you showing how you delivered maybe GDPR compliance dashboard for NHS Trust, cutting data processing time by 28%, right? There is also another instance, which is a case where you're able to have projects that has business context. And I would say this again, a perfect place for you to have experience or work on projects is Amdari. I'm going to add the link for you to speak to an expert from Amdari so that you can understand how exactly you can get started, right? So don't get started before you speak to somebody, please, so that you would understand how the structure is tailored to help you. Don't worry, I got you every time. You need to secure UK reference. Now, a very short way to do this is through internship or working with somebody that can give you reference. Now, not just anybody and not just any internship. Make sure it's a UK internship, a recognized one, where you get to deliver value on real projects, not random projects, not practice projects. I've mentioned Amdari, it gives you this. They will guide you on how you can go about the internship, gain experience, get reference letter that backs up your claim of actual value delivered. Now, recruiters trust other recruiters in the UK. That's why reference is important. You would start looking like somebody that is not a risk, somebody that is a wise business decision when you take this right step. Now, let's take a look at the sponsorship math. I've also created a video on that previously. You can check it out, right? It is on our page. Just make sure that you subscribe, or rather it's on our channel. Just make sure you subscribe and you will see all of the videos that we've created. Trust me, checking out Amdari resources is a perfect way to equip yourself and get ready for the job market, especially the UK job market. So here's the sponsorship math, right? Real quick. The sponsorship cost is £7,000. Fees plus legal plus compliance. So if you can't show recruiters that you would be able to help them make over £70,000, you're not worth it, because remember, they are paying something to sponsor you. If you can show you would deliver project faster, reduce regulatory risk, or help win clients over, then you're worth it. You need to prove it. How do you prove it? Oh, you might be wondering, Omomi, how do I prove this in just 30 minutes of an interview? I created a video on that strategy that recruiters miss when trying to secure sponsorship, right? So if you can show that proof, you would be able to secure sponsorship. So check out my video on that strategy job seekers miss, so that you stand a better chance of landing a sponsorship job. The mindset shift you must make is ask yourself this big question. Is your CV written like you're a cost or an investment? Do you respond to interviews or answer interview questions like you're a cost or an investment? Because only one of these will get you hired. And the only one that gets you hired is the one that looks like you are an investment. And it's not the one where you're begging for a chance, but the one where you're saying, I have value to deliver. So stop marketing yourself like a job seeker. Start positioning yourself as an asset with evidence in pounds, evidence in percentages, and also evidence in value delivered. So flip the script and go from being a risk to being a business sponsorship person. And if you would love to make yourself that professional, equip yourself with all of the needed skills to start looking like an investment, please check out Amdari internship. If you do not have work experience, there is no way you can prove that you're not a risk. No experience equals risk. Experience in the UK job market equals investment. Get a grasp of how to be that person that is easily sponsored by joining the Amdari internship program. So speak to an expert at Amdari by using the link in the description box to book a clarity session, and they would show you exactly the structure that helps you gain experience. Ciao. I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe.